Welcome to the Best by the Worst. The best movies of all time, reviewed by the worst possible critics. If you don't believe us, keep listening to find out. A long time no see.
What did you get me, Barrett? What beer is this?
I got you a beer. It's by Earth Beer Company. It's called a Harvest Red Ale.
Red? You know how
is.
much I love reds.
I do know how much you love reds. It's from a random brewery you've probably never heard of before. And it might be great, it might be terrible.
Oh. Also, poured the beer, didn't spill anything.
You're moving up in the world.
Look at that. Finally.
Yeah.
It's
A little too much head.
I think it's pretty reasonable.
Josh, can you do a review? Cheers, boy. It's not
bad.
It's not bad. It's not great.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much, complexity.
It doesn't hit that hard.
No, but it's a little weaker too, so that might be part of it.
Maybe our taste buds are just cooked.
I like this though. A rich, full malt body paired with mosaic and Amarillo hops to deliver dank citrus and dark fruit characters and a smooth, resinous finish.
It is very smooth.
Yeah, and if your beer can says dank on it, I'm about that.
So you like them?
It's okay, yeah.
I don't even know where they're from.
That's a good question.
Doesn't say, does it? No.
Yeah, New South Wales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Cardigan Red Earth Brewery.
Anyways, the people are hearing this probably a week apart. But we're recording one night apart.
Yeah.
We enjoyed last night so much we came back to do it again tonight.
Yeah, it's a bit of an inside scoop. So my hot water unit exploded a few days ago. And so I've been showering at Barrett's house. And so when I've come here to shower, it's like, well, we might as well just podcast.
Yeah.
It's funny how much you just grow accustomed to having hot water. And then when it gets taken away, boy, it's like getting thrown back to the Stone Age.
Oh, yeah. It's just like when there's no power.
Yeah.
You're like, what do I do?
Yeah, I really like hot water.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, when did, hot water for everyone really become a thing?
Oh, long ago.
I don't think it was that long ago.
Long ago. When we were in Europe, there was Roman ruins that used to run hot water underneath the buildings to keep them warm.
Well, yeah.
But that's 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, they would use a fireplace to then heat it up. And
Yeah.
I know that stuff. But I mean, a hot shower, hot running shower. That wouldn't give you a hot running shower. That was just like a heater. So because what you're saying is anyone can make a fire, but that's a heater, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about hot running water, a shower. That's
Maybe 1800s.
no. This is less than 100 years old, I reckon.
No.
I'm googling it.
Are you giving it a goog?
I'm giving it a go. When did hot showers become normal? Normal or mainstream?
Oh, come on. AI, come through for us.
Man, I love being right. So hot showers became normal and mainstream in private homes in the United States and other developed nations during the 1950s and to 1970s.
Right.
It's not that long ago, mate. I think we lose perspective sometimes how good we really have it.
Yeah.
In reflecting on history. Hot showers have been a thing for 80 years. So while indoor plumbing and early shower technologies appeared earlier, it was not until the post-war period that affordable, reliable and convenient hot water combined with dedicated tiled shower areas became standard in new residential construction.
That is wild.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? Just having hot baths?
Well, yeah, that was one way of doing it.
Yeah.
I guess
Boil the water
boil the water and then throw them into a bathtub or cold showers, mate.
This is just riveting conversation.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. All known history of time.
Yes.
We are born in the 80-year window where you can have a shower and it's hot.
We're also born in the 30-year window of the internet.
Yeah. But
This is not even 30,
But
probably.
it's crazy too, because you
It's
think of
probably only 25.
2 million years of pretty much of a muchness, and then we just so happen to exist in the window of time, which represents 0.0 to the 10th trillionth amount of overall time that time has existed, and we're in that window where everything's sweet.
Yeah. Do you also know that we live in the most technically advanced time that's ever existed?
Well, debatable.
No,
So,
you're
hang
not
on.
going to tell me. You're not going to tell me some pyramid alien shit, are you?
There is some theories, right, that there was a cataclysmic event some time ago.
Yes.
And it kind of hit the reset button on civilization. So there is a lot of evidence to suggest that maybe that there were civilizations that were really advanced, maybe in a different form of technology to what we experience now.
Yes.
Which also is probably how those pyramids got bloody built. Just saying. I was watching this one thing that they're saying that potentially one of those pyramids could have been some sort of power station. If you go under the pyramid, it goes a bajillion miles.
Look, you're going to have to save that for your podcast, Three Large Conspiracy Men.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, wild, right? So hot water's great, and we're all actually very lucky to have it. Because also when you think about it too, there's probably most of the world currently don't have hot water. Anyway, I'm really excited to get my new hot water unit.
Do you know who definitely doesn't have hot water?
Who?
Cuba.
Oh, I think Cuba has hot water.
I don't think they have any power or fuel.
I think you think Cuba's worse than you think. I think India is in worse shape than Cuba.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, there's shit in the street. It's probably not that far-fetched to think they don't have hot water.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Let's move right along.
Oh, that's right. We watched the movie. That's right.
We did watch a movie. We watched the 1966 winner of Best Picture, A Man for All Seasons. It had a budget of $2 million, a very tight budget. That's only $18 million today, so it's nothing in comparison to the budgets we've seen of recent times. I think yesterday's budget was $80 million today.
I wonder why
Sound
it's
of
called A
Music.
Man for All Seasons. Because it was really pretty much set in one season.
Apart from the time that he was in the jail cell looking out the window and the seasons were changing.
Yes. That's a good point.
I knew none of the runner-up movies, so I didn't bother writing any of them down. All the actors are dead. And the plot is a man is married and he doesn't like his wife anymore, and in order to get remarried, he starts a whole new church, and one guy objects against it, and spoiler alert, is killed.
Yeah. You really just spoiled the end of the movie there.
Do you want me to bleep it out when I edit it?
Nah, fuck it. Pretty good summary. All right, so facts. I actually took a couple screenshots because they were too long to write, but there were some decent ones. But a couple that I did write. Star Trek premieres.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't have any context behind this,
Okay. It's
but
not
it was
about
too good
pyramids.
not to write down.
Okay.
U.S. submarine locates missing hydrogen bomb in the Mediterranean Sea.
They lost one?
How did they lose it? Don't know. Whose hydrogen bomb was it? Don't know.
No, we've seen that one. We talked about this in the last episode. It was in Thunderball.
That's right. Well, they found it.
Yeah, they found it.
Thanks, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple other good ones. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Okay. Again, don't have context behind this, but it was too good not to say. The Beatles, this is August 19th in 1966.
Yes.
So yeah, also there was just shitloads around the Beatles, shitloads around the space race.
One of the
and
Beatles was in the movie.
Yeah, it was. That was Ringo. Anyway, The Beatles are pelted with rotten fruit and firecrackers during a concert at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. The Ku Klux Klan demonstrates outside the show and burns records.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
No, start that again. All right. So the Beatles have fruit thrown at them.
So the Beatles are pelted with rotten fruit and firecrackers
Yes.
during a concert in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm guessing it's like Deep South.
Yes.
Don't know what they're doing there, but anyway. And then, comma, the Ku Klux Klan demonstrates outside the show and burns records.
But I don't understand.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it?
I don't understand the link between the KKK and the Beatles.
And what's pretty wild too, actually, I wasn't going to mention this, but I'm just reading it now. So 2 days later, the Beatles headlined their second show of the day at Busk Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, after playing in the afternoon 341 miles away in Cincinnati, Ohio, following a rainout the night before. So they recovered from that traumatic event pretty quickly. Good on them.
But what link do the Beatles and the KKK have?
We'll never know. We'll never know. And Australia fact. Australian Jack Brabham clinches his third Formula One World Drivers' Championship with a sixth place in the Italian Grand Prix at Monza.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into the plot?
You actually just summarised the whole movie already.
We'll try. Maybe I will have bleeped it out.
Nah. Look, there's not... Actually, there was, I guess, a bit to the plot. Look, it was a really slow movie. It came in at about 2 hours long.
Yeah. It was actually a really good length.
It was the right length. So, look, it's set in the 1600s, is that right?
1500s.
1500s, right around, the King... Was it King Henry? King Henry times?
I think it was King Henry. Should we talk about the characters?
Monarchs, all that sort of jazz. Anyway, like Barrett said, the whole story really revolves around Thomas, who's the main guy.
Yes.
He's a lawyer.
Yep.
He's well respected, all that sort of good stuff. And while he's going about his daily life, King Henry is trying to get rid of his wife. So as Brooke explained to us, because we weren't really paying attention.
Well, she knows a lot more about the history because I think she's
Yeah, we
read
definitely-
other things.
yeah.
And this, well, we probably should point out, this is a true story.
Yeah, 100%. And so I suppose clearly, Brooke was educated this at school. I certainly wasn't. I think you were.
No.
Anyway, and if I was, I wouldn't have listened.
We were too busy trying to put the dogs on the back of the ute.
I was too busy probably getting kicked out of class, to be honest with you. Anyway, so as it turns out during this time, King Henry, before he was King Henry, his older brother was king, and I could be getting this wrong, but this is what Brooke said, so we'll roll with it. And anyway, he died unexpectedly very soon after getting married to this Spanish lady, because it was to tie those two kingdoms together and build good relations. Anyway, he died, and so because they'd only just been married, apparently they didn't have sex and that sort of stuff, at least according to them. Then the church and everyone saw it fit to say, well, King Henry then became King Henry.
Yes.
Can just marry her and just carry on to smooth things over with the Spanish and act like everything's cool.
Yes. Yeah.
However, she's not bore any heirs, any sons, and King Henry just flat out doesn't like her.
Yeah.
But during that time, because of religion, you couldn't just get a divorce.
No.
And so to get that marriage annulled, someone basically has to die, which then really is an annulment. Anyway, he's not getting out of this marriage. So he's been enacting this big plot to make an argument basically that his marriage is void because, of how the circumstances of how it came to be, because his brother was married, that he didn't marry her, that's his brother's wife.
Yes.
Anyway, he's just justifying it, right? To convince the church to annul the marriage so he can marry some other girl who clearly was doing something to him that we'll never know because he was making shit happen for her. And that's the movie.
Do I even read the plot now?
You went through the plot.
I've got 2 pages to go through. Just summarize the whole movie.
Well, there's a lot of stuff around it, but it really all just comes down to the final 10 minutes. But go ahead. But
I don't know
honestly,
if there's any point reading it now.
well, but honestly, like, there's no. It's you can't really talk through the movie until you really know that history part because it doesn't really explain
yeah,
the movie.
okay,
The reason we knew what the hell was going on is because at the start of the movie, Brooke just explained it in the way that I did.
Cool. Yeah, fair. All right. The movie opens and something important is getting signed. A man hops on a boat. It's a letter from the Cardinal, and it's calling Sir Thomas to come and visit him.
Yeah.
Yep. And Sir Thomas, wait, I should probably explain all the characters. So
We talked about Thomas. Main man Thomas is a
his
lawyer.
wife Alice. Yep. There's another guy called Cromwell. We'll come back to him. There's the Cardinal, and there is the King. Anyways, Thomas arrives. The Cardinal's annoyed that he opposed him. Okay, so the King is trying to get his something to do with his wedding annulled through the Pope.
Yep. He's trying to get it blessed, right? Because only the Cardinal Pope people can annul a marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
King Henry VIII. That's who the king is. His wife has been deemed barren as a brick. I did write that sentence down.
Yeah, no sons.
No sons. All she's managed to bear is stillborn boys, and he needs a new wife.
Yep, she's a dud.
Yeah.
Find another one.
So they ask the Pope. Pope says no, and Sir Thomas essentially leaves and goes back home again. So the Cardinal is stripped of his powers by the King.
Yep.
Because he hasn't managed to help him do anything. And then the King appoints Sir Thomas as the new Grand...
Main man.
I don't know what his title was. Chancellor or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways. So now Sir Thomas is in charge. The King arrives to see him. You jump in anytime you want me to stop because we're like at 40 minutes into the movie now.
No, this is good because I did the spiel at the start. At least this is all connects now. This makes sense.
Yeah. So the King arrives at his house, says that they're friends, explains again that he wants a divorce, and Sir Thomas still won't support it.
Yep.
He's a very, very dedicated.
Yeah, to kind of like explain it. Look, Thomas is clearly, like you said, well respected, a lawyer, but he's all about his values and his integrity and his morals, and he is unwavering in that.
Yes.
That's the kind of guy we're dealing with.
Yes. So he won't support it, and the King leaves quite mad.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a pretty funny scene where he storms off and gets back in his boat, and they start rowing off because he goes, "Let's go," and all of his entourage are left on the riverbank, all in their bright, colourful, I don't know, outfits.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. And I suppose to highlight, Thomas's character, there was one scene where he was walking out and all these people surrounded him because they were basically offering him bribes to try and, persuade him to, have different verdicts for cases that he was overseeing.
Yes.
And he's clearly the kind of guy that doesn't take bribes, but he did take this fancy silver goblet, I think, because it was kind of like shoved in his hands and he just kind of grabbed it.
And he didn't really realize it was a bribe until he was halfway home and he read the bottom of it and saw that it was like, remember this case.
Yes. And so he then tossed it in the water, and the guy that was like boating him home was like, grabbed it out of the water and said, you can sell this, you can't just dump this. So anyway, when he got off the boat, he gave it to this guy, we should probably explain, his name was Richard.
Yes. And he is a real dick.
Yeah, he ends up being a real cockhead, but he...
a real Richard head.
Yeah. Real Richard head, yeah. So he is someone that's trying to get a job with Tom, like to be a lawyer of some kind.
Yes.
And Tom's not having it. He reckons he doesn't have the character for it, I guess, and some other bits and pieces. But gives him the goblet because he recognizes it's a bribe and says, you have it, Richard, I don't want to borrow it.
Yeah.
And then Richard just sold it to get some fancy robes.
Yes.
That's important for later.
It is foreshadowing.
So,
Cromwell, he's been spying on Sir Thomas all this time. Obviously, Richard is not happy that Sir Thomas won't give him a job and all of this stuff. So we sort of start to see the signs that Richard's going to double cross Sir Thomas. But before we find out too much more about that, Sir Thomas is asked to resign.
Yeah. Because he's the guy, we probably should mention too, the guy spearheading this for the king to try and destroy Thomas. Clearly never liked Thomas anyway. What was his name? Bedfellow or something?
Cromwell, isn't it?
Oh, Cromwell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even close. Yeah, sorry. So Cromwell's this, fat controller loser who just wants to destroy Thomas, and he's leading this charge.
Yes. Yeah. Sir Thomas is to resign from his appointment as the Grand Chancellor. And just, out of the blue, King starts his own church.
Yeah. The Church Chads.
Known of, incorrect, the Church of England.
Yeah. Yeah, this shows you the length he was going to marry this other girl. Like I said, he really liked her.
Really liked her. So the Pope wouldn't annul his marriage. So his solution was to, I guess, step away from that church, that religion, and start his own that would support his quest for a new wife.
And made himself the lead of the church, right?
Yes.
So then he can basically just bless it himself.
Yeah.
And anyone who disobeys is now against not only the king, but the church, and can be, murdered.
Yeah. And who's against him?
Well, Thomas isn't against all four. He just says nothing.
Yes. I did have somewhere here. Thomas is Switzerland.
Yeah, he tries the Switzerland approach.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, doesn't work.
Yeah, so Thomas stays super silent on the matter. He's obviously been stripped of all of his titles. He's resigned from his role. He's not rich anymore because he doesn't have the income, so he fires all the people in his house, like all his servants and stuff.
Well, and he tried to place them in other lords.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Nice guy.
But yeah, he lost everything.
He doesn't have enough money to pay them anymore, so he helps them relocate.
Yeah.
But he's just going to stay there quietly and live out his years. All right? But the king is not happy with that.
No.
The king wants Thomas, or Sir Thomas, to bless the new marriage.
Yeah. He's a loose end because I don't know if we mentioned it, but, before all this went down, when the king visited Thomas to talk with him about it, he was just losing his mind with rage because Thomas was having none of it.
Yes.
And King Henry was just losing his mind. So now, following on for him trying to destroy this guy, he's not happy with just him getting away with it all because probably his ego's bruised. And it's like, how dare you, not do as I say, basically.
Yes.
And so he wants it resolved.
Yeah. Yep.
He wants him to bend the knee, basically.
Essentially, yeah. So they're trying to find something to nail him with. They try something with the goblet that you mentioned before, the silver cup thing.
When they were looking for ways to incriminate him so they could, throw him in jail or, kill him, that was what they tried to leverage initially, was the goblet. But one of his friends, Thomas's friends that would has bent the knee essentially, but is still trying to defend him, said that you'll go into court with this and you'll see, based on the receipt, that Richard had sold it a few weeks later. So clearly that will just imply that he sold it because he realized it was a bribe. Not him, but he gave it to Richard, who then sold it shortly after because he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah,
he didn't benefit from it, so he knew it was a bribe, so it's not going to roll. And so it just starts in a string of them trying to find anything they can on Thomas, and they just got nothing.
Yeah. So eventually they do send him a letter, and he needs to answer on some charges, and he's charged with a great ingratitude.
Yeah, so they passed a new bill as part of all this. So to really try and iron out what we're talking about, they passed this bill to kind of highlight the way things are now.
The act of succession, they called it.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of things, and it's to acknowledge, the first marriage was sham in King Henry's eyes and wasn't valid.
Yeah,
the church, king of the church, and all that sort of stuff. It was all in there. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that was all shady.
Yeah, and Sir Thomas, well, not Sir Thomas, just Thomas now. Oh, maybe still a Sir. Anyways, he's playing political Switzerland. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say he's against it. He doesn't say there's anything wrong with it. He says he won't sign it. or endorse it, but he won't say why.
Yeah.
And they've got nothing on him. As long as he doesn't open his mouth.
Yeah.
And there is a sentence later in the movie where they say that his life is in his hands.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, yes, I'm going to keep a firm grip of it. So he is a really smart guy. And I heard you talking with Brooke in the kitchen before we started recording, and you were talking about how much you love like the courtroom side of things of political dramas.
Yeah.
And the courtroom scene in this movie is actually quite good.
It is. It was the most interesting part of the movie. I did love a good courtroom drama, but it didn't really happen until right at the end. But it was worth the wait. It was good. Yeah. And so basically, when it really comes to the crunch, they've really got nothing on him before, the big court date. His family comes in, they try to convince him to sign this. Everyone's just trying to get him to sign it, right? But he refuses. And so when he walks into the courtroom, Cornwell, he's leading the charge around, a courtroom full of people and a jury to say that his silence is guilt because it's implied his silence means that he doesn't agree with it, right?
Yeah.
A bit of a stretch, but that's what he's saying.
Yeah, and they've still got nothing on him.
No, but they know that too. And so that's when they bring in the trump card, which is Richard.
Yeah, and he is a real dick.
Yeah, so basically, to cut the long story short, Cornwall had offered him to basically be the attorney of Wales or something like that, some prestigious position.
Yeah.
Which clearly was so that he would then go in and make up a story that Thomas said to him privately in his prison cell, which he didn't, that, exactly why he's against this, and it kind of then exposed him, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which didn't happen, but Richard was, well, not happy, but he was okay to perjure himself in that moment because he got that position.
Yes.
Right? So he accepted that bribe, and it stitched up Thomas because it was what they needed to say that his silence wasn't just silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Richard lies to the court, and ultimately, because of the lies, Sir Thomas is found guilty of treason, punishable by death.
Yeah. Yeah, we can even get the sense, the courtroom that doesn't really agree with the decision, but it is what it is. Richard walks off.
I did like that the jury was given time to go and deliberate, and then the prosecutor was like, they don't need time.
Cornwall,
and then they all sat back down, and then one of them was just like, guilty. They hadn't even spoken to each other.
Yeah, exactly. And, we talked about this before the movie, but it's sort of like this history part of, humankind really goes over my head. I don't know much about it because, I hate the whole monarchs and this king, queen rubbish.
Yeah.
And for exactly this reason, right? Because this is the shit that was going on in this time. There was nothing to look up to when it comes to kings and
not
queens
only
and
that,
churches.
there was also
they were up to this shit.
no hot showers.
And there's no hot showers.
Yeah, so
right?
it really would have been a bad time to live.
Yeah, exactly. It's even now, like with the kings and queens over in England, and people who revere them, or some people do. I just don't understand it because they did nothing but terrible things to everyone, and it was only good for them.
Yes.
For like a handful of kings, queens, and cousins, everyone else had a terrible life because of those monarchs. So I never understood this fascination with them, even now. But this kind of just highlights another dark moment in history of how all that, church and King of England, all that sort of stuff played out.
Yeah, and this is in the line of the family that is our king.
Well, it's not our king.
Well,
He's not.
technically.
Well, no.
Are we still in the thing, or have we left? No, we're
We've
still
left.
Did we? The Commonwealth.
Oh, we might be in the Commonwealth. We don't have a king queen.
He's on our coin.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Anyways.
But what I mean
But
is...
it's the same family. It's crazy, right?
Well, it's not crazy. Like, I don't know how people forget this shit. But anyway, they just see the glitz and glamour part of being like a king and queen.
Yeah.
Because that's what, the system and society's forcing you to do. Because really, we should be looking at them like Hitler. Because they were terrible, terrible people for a long period of time.
I think we've had enough German history
true.
references in the last
There's
episode.
been a lot of Nazis the last few days.
Yeah.
But, not to be revered. Anyway, so... but in Australia, they have no, power over us, I guess is what I'm saying.
No.
It's more...
I don't think they have much power in England anymore.
No, they don't. But especially on Australia.
They're just really rich.
Well, yeah. And it's not even like the money side of things. It will blow you away how much land they own
No clicky pens.
in England and probably
Yeah, I've
elsewhere.
heard about all that, yeah.
Right? And they just hold it because they, held it by taking over places
Yeah,
for
and they charge rent
hundreds
for
of
it.
years. And that's where their wealth comes from.
Yeah, they get
They're
all this
just
rent.
holding bajillion square kilometers of land, doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
That doesn't highlight to you that these people are monsters. Nothing will. But anyway,
Wow.
I don't like monarchs.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Anyway,
So yeah, long story short, he gets his head chopped off.
yeah. So the final scene is. Did you catch that last quote he gave, which I thought was pretty powerful?
Didn't.
He basically said that, I can have some final words, and the king told me to keep it brief. And he basically said that, because I am a servant of the king, I will do so,
Yeah.
but I am a servant to the king second and a servant to God first.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically saying that, as much as he, was a good boy for the king and, all that other stuff, his morals and values around God first is what led him into that position, basically.
Yes, and he is prepared to die because he knows that he is going to heaven, and he
Yes,
even
and
says
he's doing the right thing in God's eyes.
he
right?
even tips the the guy that is it gallows? No, that's hanging, isn't it? Anyways, the head chopper offerer dude.
Yeah.
He tips him
You gave him a little tip?
and says, "Don't feel bad about this.
Yeah.
God will forgive you. I forgive you."
So I didn't really touch on this too much, but I'm guessing based on, the response that was in the courtroom, the response from that executioner, I'm guessing even before he died, there were a lot of people that were pretty against this move.
Yeah, I did read about that. That last scene was they took a newsletter or a newspaper that was published in the 1500s, and they took the description from that newspaper, and then that's what they set that scene on. So it was as accurate as history tells, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And there was one scene as well that I liked where they, like you said at the start, when he was looking out the window while he was in prison.
Yeah.
And it was passing seasons.
Yeah.
And for all seasons. But it was like one still and it was, fading in, fading out. That was a pretty cool effect.
Did you know that they were filming and they were trying to get the snow scenes and it just wouldn't snow? So they shipped in trucks of polystyrene ready to release as snow and let it fall.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And right as they were about to do it, it snowed.
Huh.
So it's probably a good thing because they'd have released a hell of a lot of polystyrene into the environment for no reason.
That's probably not the worst thing they've done. Anyway.
Anyways.
So, yeah, that was basically the movie.
Yeah.
The movie also won a total of 6 Academy Awards.
Yeah, okay. I can see why.
Thomas won Best Actor.
I can see why.
Yeah, I will say, like, the acting in this whole movie was really, really good. But Thomas in particular, yeah, I'm not familiar with that actor, and maybe I've seen him other stuff. I probably haven't because he's a British actor. He's probably more in like British things. But he was fucking really good.
Yeah, I didn't understand the whole. Well, after Brooke explained it, I understood it, but I didn't understand the whole king and queen and the new church, and I didn't understand all that stuff
Yeah,
before
neither did
this.
I really,
But
yeah.
if you take that out of it, it's still a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I think it was because.
It's shot well. It tells the story clearly.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to highlight, this is what was happening during these king and queen times. The church, we all know modern days now, really, when we think of, Catholics and the churches and all the
Yeah.
shenanigans, it's like the shenanigans and, that interrelationship between, first the monarchs and then the governments and them, this has been a problem for hundreds of years, right?
Do you know what would have made the movie a touch better?
What?
Is like a prologue and like a guy sitting at a desk or
Yeah.
something talking, explaining the backstory and the history, like Brooke did for us.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked in the film, but like some writing, if you
Something like that, yeah. That's
some
still
text.
prologue,
Because at
yeah.
the end of the movie, they had a voiceover with the guy basically saying how like Thomas died, and
Yeah.
then he said what happened to the rest of the people.
Yeah,
in
why was that
history.
not at the start saying like this
Yeah,
is the...
it could have had it.
Just to set
Yeah.
up the movie a little bit more.
Because I think in that too, basically said that Richard, Judas V2, he basically lived a long, happy life and died in bed from memory.
Yes, yeah.
He said that a few
With
of the
his
other
guilty
people
conscience.
involved, like Cornwall and a few other people, though, they ended up getting either arrested or executed
Yeah.
as part of what happened
Yeah.
here. I think they figured out, well, they wouldn't have, because if they figured out Richard perjured himself, he wouldn't have died in bed. I don't know. The other guys got
Unless he was
fucked
too
over, though.
powerful at that point and they just...
Maybe. But that justice was served to some of them anyway.
Hmm.
That was the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we get into ratings?
Yeah, Barrett. How many Barretts out of Barrett?
Well, I wrote it down. 4.
Didn't you give The Sound of Music a 4?
Yeah.
You're just throwing out these 4s willy-nilly, aren't you?
And I really enjoyed this. I thought I was going to hate this film.
So did I. Yeah, look, it was a bit dull, and it picked up a little at the end when it got into the courtroom, at least. Really appreciated the acting. I'm going to give it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it was... And you know what? For once in all of these movies we've watched, it was the right length.
Yes, that was a big part of this too. If that movie was half an hour longer, it would have been a 2.
I could just see they could have quite easily made that into a 4-hour monstrosity.
Yes,
with the same story, and it just would have been painful.
Yeah, it was somewhat tight.
But by the time you worked out everything that was going on and everything that was happening, we were an hour in.
Yeah, there was still some filler though that probably wasn't necessary. Like, you know, they made a whole lot of time for this Protestant or Lutheran guy, whoever he was, that was courting his eldest daughter, or well, maybe not his eldest daughter, and, you know, like saying no, you can't marry her because you're, you know, not the good Christian boy, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then eventually he dies. Like, they spent a lot of time on that, and that wasn't really important for the plot.
Yes.
Maybe it kind of fleshed out Thomas's, like, moral compass a bit, but they made a meal of it. So there were some things like that still where they, I think, spent too much time on. But it was still at least not 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, respectable amount of time.
Yeah, for me, 2 hours is the sweet spot. Unless it's like an epic, like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, God, I'm so scared of that. I will also note that we're on the cusp of going through a shift of movie style. So, like, we've watched a lot of these really big, grand movies, like we recently watched The Sound of Music. This we just watched was maybe not as grand, but, you know, like, think about some of the big movies we've watched. Ben-Hur and, you know, Lawrence of Arabia, Gone with the Wind. Like, they're these massive, epic movies. And we're really, even this is probably a bit of a shift to it. We're seeing a shift to more nitty-gritty, story-driven, like, drama.
100%. Like, I think we've seen so many more, like, some epics, but even some of the epics were more like uplifting comedies or family-friendly type movies.
Yeah.
That's about to disappear completely.
Yes.
Right. And that trend's kind of carried through even to now. Right?
I'm excited.
It's the big dramas and the big, you know, heartstring pull movies that really win now, right?
Yeah.
So the big shift's about to happen.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for the 70s, and we're almost there. We've got 3 or 4 movies to go in the 60s. Or 3, right? 67, 68, 69. Yeah, 3 more movies to go in the 60s. And then from 70 to 79, I would like to watch every one of those movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're movies I've heard of, never seen, and I know that at least 6 or 7 on that list are absolute epics.
Honestly, I think the 70s is probably the strongest decade.
Yeah, I think it's where we're going to see some first 5s, potentially. I don't know. I've not seen the movies.
Have we given any 5s?
No. Oh,
Maybe we have.
Maybe you have. I don't think I have.
We have to check that. I reckon it happened one night. We both gave a 5.
Maybe. That was a good film.
But yeah, it's just golden zone in the 70s. The 80s too, there's some good movies in there, but there's also some ones even I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Some left field ones, which I think there were probably really good movies in the 80s that really should have won and didn't, at least from maybe my perspective.
Yeah.
And so I think the 80s probably also would have been this golden era had, you know, some of these other movies won.
Yeah.
But definitely they seem to get more a little bit artsy from in the 80s, and then I think 90s as well is a pretty strong decade.
And I think the very next movie we're about to watch is a part of that movement, right? Because
Yeah.
it does move and then it shifts back a bit because we've still got movies like Oliver and stuff coming.
Yeah. It's waning, but it's not quite dead yet.
The next movie is the heat of the night, I think, which is like
in the heat of the night,
which is like a gritty modern cop drama, well, modern for the time, like it's set current day. Yeah, I'm super pumped about that movie.
So am I. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going to be a big change. But yeah,
Nice. Well, another movie down. It definitely was better than I thought. If you're really into the whole, 15th, 16th century England
history,
monarch time and history stuff,
it is worth a watch.
it's probably not a bad watch. Definitely better movies to watch if you got spare 2 hours. But could have been worse. Could have been better.
Yeah, didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Yeah, I definitely didn't think I was going to give it 3.
All right,
That's it.
that's us. That's us until we're back.
See you next time, boy.
See ya.
Dum 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 dum.